ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Meat Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on. We thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today on Psychos and Sociopaths, we're going to go and talk about that. Aaron Hernandez. He was a NFL football player for the New England Patriots. And he did a little bit of a double homicide. During his 2013 offseason, Hernandez was arrested and charged for the murder of Lloyd. I got his full name. Odin Lloyd. That's his full name. A semi-professional player. Odin Lloyd was a semi-professional who was dating the sister of Hernandez's fiance. Following his arrest, Hernandez immediately released by the Patriots. Understandable. He was found guilty of first-degree murder in 2015 and sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. And he was sentenced to Suzina. Hold on. Let's do the
Susan Baranowski Correctional Center.
Yeah, Susan Baranowski Correctional Center. While on trial for Lloyd's murder, Hernandez was also indicted for 2012 double homicide of Daniel D. Alberto. And so I'm going to butcher that name. Let's get this.
Sofiro Furtado.
Fernando. Sorry, people. He was acquitted after the 2017 trial. Days after being accused of double homicide, Hernandez was found dead in his cell, which was ruled a suicide. His conviction for Lloyd's murder was initially vindicated in the documentation Ablurment Ab in Tanlo because Hernandez died during its appeal, but was reinstated in 2017 following an appeal from prosecutors and the Lloyd's family. Hernandez was post-humiliated. God, freaking science words. I studied Latin.
Posthumously
Diagnosed with CTE, chronic traumatic inflammopath.
encephalopathy.
Chronic traumatic encephalopathy, which has led to speculation over how the condition may have affected his behavior. By the way, if you're listening to this, you can go on Netflix and watch a 3-hour documentary, which it separates it in 3 sections if you want to learn more in depth. I'm not going to go too much in depth in this. We're only an hour show, and that was 3 hours. But it was very informative. And let us begin. It's called the, what was it called? My allergies medicines fell down. I just picked it up and I forgot what it's called. I would probably show in a thing, the documentary, but Okay. It is. That doesn't help. Killer inside the mind of Aaron Hernandez. So if you want to check that out. But get my nasal spray. We have lots of weather changes here in Texas, especially in the northern part. It rained yesterday. And anybody that knows me, I have very bad allergies. So I'm trying to I had to stop this. I did this twice. Hold on. Excuse me. This is my like second time trying to do this episode. Only because my allergies are hitting hard. Because changing the weather does that, and it's gonna be changing like all week. So it's gonna be fun. Anybody that has allergies, just comment how horrible it is. Because it is. Now let's begin. His family abuse. And this again, you can watch the documentary, but I'm just gonna do a quick run over. Jesus. All right. I'll skip over some stuff. He was abused as a child. Hernandez was born Bristol, Connecticut. Hernandez was born in Bristol, Connecticut on November 6, 1989, and raised on a Greystone Avenue. Basically, it was middle class. So he wasn't rich, he wasn't poor, to the point where he couldn't he was privileged, but you know, some people was like, oh, he wasn't he was so poor because he was deaf enough. They went in on that, but they were like, no, he was middle class. Uh, he was the son of uh, Dennis Hernandez of Puerto Rico descent and Terry Valentine Hernandez, an Italian descent. As an adult, Hernandez remembered his mom throwing his father out of the house multiple occasions, but always letting him back in. The couple married in 1986, divorced in 1991, and remarried in 1996. In 1991, they filed for bankruptcy. Hernandez later stated there was constant family going on at home. Both parents would be arrested, involved in crimes during their lives. Hernandez had an older brother, Dennis Jordan Jr., known as DJ. Their father pushed them to excel, including through sports, but was often abused to both the boys and their mother. The beatings Hernandez father gave him and his brother were sometimes for no reason at all, and were alcohol related. So his dad was an alcoholic, and he beat his kids. Hold on. Sorry about that. Allergies. But often came when their father believed they were not trying hard enough in school or athletics. DJ and Hernandez, or Aaron, lived in constant fear of their father, but also revered him. Hernandez once came to school with a bruised eye. His coach believed that the injury resulted in his father attacking him. His father once punched Hernandez, youth football coach, after a dispute out coaching methods. God, Lord. Talk about father of the year. Publicly, their father projected an image of someone who had some run-ins with the police, but turned his life around because of a good father and citizen. In January in 2006, when Hernandez was 16, Dennis died from complication or hernia surgery, according to his mother. Hernandez was heavily affected by his father's death, and he acted out his grief by rebelling against authority figures. Those who knew him said he never got over his father's death. You know, to be messed up. The reason why he was messed up in the head wasn't because, you know, it's a hernia surgery. I don't hear anything from hernia surgeries, especially in 2006. It was, common walkthroughs. I mean, complications happen. What if fucking Aaron killed his father and that's what started this all up? That'd be fucked up. Conspiracy theory, folks. He didn't really do it. There is no evidence of it either way. That'd be fucked up if there was. Someone found on a diary or some shit like that. Sorry. Sorry about the. But that would be totally messed up. You end up going. One of the family members finds a diary. Is like, I killed my father. Because I mean, he had legal. He didn't have legal excuse. He had proper excuse. I mean, his father beat the shit out of him. And during surgery, they're usually doped up, and he probably saw his chance. If it happened, repeat, if it happened, or the mother did it, whatever that was. I just remember the movie Color Purple, where the father of the group, the father of the I haven't seen that movie in years, but the father of the group, he would have the one that he was molesting and abusing shave him to show how much control and power he had over her, which it was it just goes to show how people just of those types of people that want to control over other people and everything. Because I barely trust, because I get my face shaved every once in a while, because it's like getting a pedicure. It's really nice. They treat you right, but they basically they feel that they have so much control and power that they'll have a person shave them, or it's weird, but it's just an overreach of how much control and power they actually have of the other person. I've gone to a rabbit hole on this. I could go on for hours for rabbit holes on that, but his father was an abusive person. So Hernandez became estranged from his mother and largely moved in with Tanya Singleton, his older cousin. Following Dennis's death, the family learned that Terry Hernandez and Singleton's husband, Jeffrey Cummings, had been having a extramarital affair. After the affair became public, Singleton and Cummings divorced. Cummings moved in with Terry. This enraged Hernandez. It was while he was living in Singleton that Hernandez became more involved in criminal activity. In a jailhouse conversation, Hernandez accused his mother, Terry, of failing to obtain medication for his ADHD, which he said caused him to struggle in school. Another called, he told her, "There are so many things I would love to talk to you about. So you have to know me as a person, but I never could tell you. And you're going to die without even knowing your son." According to Hernandez's brother, DJ Hernandez, or Aaron, was also sexually molested as a child. A teenage boy in a babysitter's house forced Hernandez to perform oral sex on him when Aaron was 6 years old, continuing this for several years. Now there is studies that believe that if you're sexually molested, it could get you more to where you molest other people or kill other people. But we're not going to go into that. I mean, I'm one of those people that believes just because you have, and I've had horrible things happen in my life, that you're the person that you could do those things and think nothing of it, or you actually, prevent those things. It's a double-sided coin. It is a lot harder, and it's a harder role to actually become the better person. Let's just say that. It really is. In high school, he attended Bristol Central High School, where he played for the Bristol Rams football team. He was also an exceptional Dave's dyslexia just kicked in really hardcore right there. Exceptional basketball player and track runner. He also was a wide receiver before became a tight end and also played the defensive end. As a senior, he was Connecticut's Gatorade Football Player of the Year after making 67 receptions for 1,807 yards and 24 touchdowns on the offensive and 72 tackles, 12 sacks, and 3 forced fumbles, 2 fumbles recovered, and 4 blocked kicks on defense. He was also the U.S. Army All-American, but he was popular in school. He first began dating his fiancee, Shanae Jenkins, during high school. The two had known each other since elementary school, and he also he smoked pot, smoking before school practices and games. His social life included a sizable amount of drinking in addition with marijuana. Jeez, he was a football star and he did all this crazy stuff. I'll tell you a story. Back when I was in high school, we had, gone to this party and everything, and we had the football players and the cheerleaders, and they're all excited. It's like, hey, did you bring any alcohol? I was like, well, yeah, we brought enough for us. And at the time, we ran a sizable crew to where we had bought cases of alcohol and bottles of whiskey. I'm still a whiskey drinker as it is. I'm not an alcoholic. I wasn't even an alcoholic then. I'd probably have like a couple of sips. I'd sip whiskey. I don't fucking do shots like a lot of stupid people. But we came to play. And those people were like, oh, we're not on your level. We're definitely not on your level. We're sorry. We thought we were cool. But you guys are on a whole nother level. Cause man, you don't hang out with rednecks and country boys and figure that. I mean, we at one point in time we were drinking moonshine like it was nothing. That's far begone when I was a kid. I destroyed my liver. But anyways, back to Hernandez. At first, Hernandez committed to play right in the comics. Have you ever had that kind of dealing and you thought you're a cool cat? And I mean, I could tell you stellar stories of alcoholism when I was a kid. If you want to hear those stories, I'll make a what the hell episode of all the shenanigans that me and my brother-in-law, which we were still friends. We were friends from high school. And he ended up marrying my stepsister. So it was my sister now. We rode that hurdle. But at first, Aaron committed to play at the University of Connecticut with his brother DJ, but later chose to play with the University of Florida under the head coach Urban Meyer. Meyer flew to Connecticut and convinced Hernandez principal to allow him to graduate more than a semester early. This allowed Hernandez to move to Florida and join the team and learn the playbook shortly after his 17th birthday. Oh, so that doesn't. Me and Johnny were conversating in this on the what do you call it? The Nerd Sports. I forget my own shows. Nerd Sports at one time. How they prevent players getting like payment and stuff like this. And this just shows if a coach from a university wants a player, they will get that player as fast as possible, especially if they're it's younger meat for the grinder, I suppose. But anyways, between practices, games, and team meetings and other events. And there's another point. I'm sorry. During high school, I was watching the documentary. One of his best friends, I forget his name. I apologize. They were actually saying it's like, hey, during that time frame when the girls wouldn't come by after school, so it would just be me and Hernandez, and I wouldn't call it a relationship, but we like messed around with each other sexually. And so the whole thing, I won't get into that later. But he ended up having homosexual sex with his best friend. So that happened. We'll go over that. Uh, da, 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 da. I'm not going over his football career because I don't give a shit. We'll go over the abusiveness of when he was a kid, a bunch of other stuff. Legal issues. There we go. Hernandez had a number of run-ins with the law throughout his life, beginning just a few months after his arrived with Florida as a pre-freshman. By his own administration, he admitted Aaron became jumping in nightclubs and had a history of taking offense at minor slights. He also said that he believed people were trying to physically challenge him, were looking for a fight. According to Aaron, as a follower who put himself in jeopardy by hanging out with dangerous crowds, as a patriot, Hernandez hired two of his friends from Bristol, both of whom had criminal records in this as assistants. What? Better not be assistants. Assault charges.
Assistance.
Oh, okay. He had them as assistants. One of them, Alexander S. Braille, was a drug dealer and Hernandez's assistant. Braille's other duties included calming Hernandez down during fits of race and paranoia and obtaining weapons for him. After his death, his high school teammate and lover said that being drafted by the Pacers was the worst thing the NFL could have done because it put him back into a close proximity to his criminal friends in Connecticut. Hernandez had a second apartment that was kept a secret from his fiance. It was used to store drugs and weapons. He would often go there to chain smoke marijuana. In 2012, Hernandez told his agent that he's got to respect through weapons. Boston police detective once questioned Hernandez outside of a local bar, but the circumstances around the interview are unclear. While in prison, he told fellow prisoner that he was a member of the Bloods, which was a African American street gang founded in Los Angeles. If you don't know the Bloods, the gang was widely known for its rivalry with the Crips. It was identified by the red clovers worn by its members. But 2007, in a Gainesville bar fight, according to police reports, a 70-year-old Hernandez consumed 2 alcoholic drinks in a restaurant with Tim Tebow. Oh, shit. I guess so. Man, that's probably refused to pay the bill and escorted out of the restaurant employee. As a manager walked away, Hernandez sucker punched him in the side of the head and rupturing his eardrum. The police reported at 1:17 a.m. Hernandez called Coach Urban Myers, and Myers called Hurley Johnson, the team unofficially defense lawyer. The victims later told the police that he had been contacted by lawyers, and the team would that it has a settlement was being worked out, something the team denied. The police department recommended charging Hernandez with felony battery, but the instance was settled out of court with deferring prosecution. Yeah, they deny it, but it happened. Yeah. There was another incident in 2007. Someone approached a car containing Randall Carson, Justin Glass, and Corey Smith on foot and fired 5 shots while they were waiting at a Gainesville traffic light after having left the nightclub. Smith was shot in the back of the head and Glass was shot in the arm. Both men survived. Really? Back of the head? You could probably survive it. Carson, a backseat passenger, was unharmed and told police that the shooter was Hawaiian or Hispanic male with a large build, weighed about 230 pounds, and having many tattoos. He picked a photo of Hernandez. The police told Meyer's personal assistant that they wanted to see Hernandez and 2 teammates immediately. Detectives kept pushing coaches to bring the players to the station, but they did not arrive for hours. In the intern, the players spoke with Johnson, the attorney who often represented the players. God, I bet that freaking lawyer is just like, he has ulcers on top of ulcers, and it's like doing shots of penicillin all the time from the stress. You get ulcers sometimes from stress, and it gets activated by stress. Just to let everybody know it happens. I don't have it. When police walked into the room to speak to Hernandez, the last of the players to be interviewed, they found him with his head down on the table and sleeping, a posture they said was unusual for someone in the middle of a shooting investigation. No charges were filed at the time, but due to his 2013 arrest and subsequently conviction in the murder of Odin Lloyd, Massachusetts authorities contact police in Florida to try to determine whether Hernandez was a suspect to have the role in the 2007 shooting. Detective Tom Mullins, who was assigned to reinvestigate the shooting, concluded that Hernandez was not the triggerman. Although Carson's initially identified Hernandez as such, other witnesses that night describes the shooter looking like a black male, possibly with cornrows. When Mullins re-interviewed Carson's re-described his statement of the shooter matching Hernandez and said he never saw Hernandez at the scene, but assumed he was the shooter because they had words earlier in the night. So basically, he didn't do anything in that shooting. This is just okay. Now he's literally had a lot of run-ins with the law. I'm not going to go into all of it because it's very detailed. But we'll go with the main part, the murder of Odin Lloyd. On June 18, 2013, police searched Hernandez's home in connection with the investigation into the shooting of death of a friend, Odin Lloyd, whose body was found with multiple gunshot wounds in the back and the chest in his industry park. Basically, it was a construction site. That's what they call them up north, industry parks. About a mile from Hernandez's house. The following day, Hernandez assured the Patriots head coach Bill Belichick and owner Robert Kraft that he had nothing to do with the shooting. Despite this, Hernandez was barred from Gillette Stadium, lest it became the site of a media stakeout. The team also decided a week before his eventual arrest to sever all ties with Hernandez if he was arrested on any charges related to the case. On June 26, 2013, Hernandez was charged with first-degree murder. In addition, with 5 gun-related charges, the Patriots released Hernandez from the team about 90 minutes later before beginning official inform the charges against him. 2 other men were also arrested in connection with Lloyd's death. On August 22nd, 2013, Hernandez was indicted by a grand jury for the murder of Lloyd. He pleaded not guilty on September 6, 2013. On April 15, 2015, he was found guilty of the murders in first degree. A charge that in Massachusetts automatically carries a sentence of life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. He also was found guilty of 5 firearm charges. A motive for the murder was never definitively established. Police investigated the possibility that Lloyd may have learned that Hernandez was bisexual and that Hernandez was worried that Lloyd might might out him to others. Hernandez's arrest is subsequently terminated by the Patriot, resulted in financial and other consequences. He automatically forfeited his 2015 18 to 18 salary, totaling $19.3 million, which was non-gratuitary. Patriots voided all remaining gratuitories, included his 2013-2014 salary on the terms that their guarantees were for skills, injuries, salary cap room, and did not include being cut from for conducting determined the best interest of the professional football team. The team planned to withhold $3.25 million of Hernandez's 2012 signing bonus that was due to be paid in 2014, and to recoup the signing bonus already paid. The NFL salary cap allows teams to prorate signing bonuses over the lifetime and contract of 5-year period, whichever is shorter. By releasing Hernandez, the Patriots segregate all of Hernandez's remaining gratuitary money into 2013-2014 salary caps. The team took $2.55 million hit in 2013 and another $7.5 million in 2014. Since Hernandez had not completed his 4th season in the league, Patriots were required to place him on a waiver after releasing him. He went unclaimed after Hernandez cleared waivers in 2028. NFL Commissioner George Goodell announced that while charges against Hernandez were pending, the NFL would not approve any contract signed by Hernandez until Goodell held a hearing to determine whether or not Hernandez should face suspension or other actions in the league professional contact policy. And imprisoned fellow sorry. Let me get a drink. In prison phone calls, Hernandez expressed distress at the treatment by Belichick and the Patriots. Within hours of Hernandez's arrest, employees of the team officially pro shop at the Patriot place were removed his memorabilia and merchandise and removed those items from the website as well. Patriots Pro Shop exchanged about 2,500 previously sold Hernandez jerseys for other jerseys, destroying and recycling the Hernandez jersey for a loss of $250,000. Jesus. This is all because he was arrested. This wasn't like the convictions or anything like that. This is just because he was arrested. They will whitewash this shit fucking fast that he was even on the team. The only reason why people know that he was on the team is because he played a couple of times. If he didn't play, and they could like whitewash the whole thing, and it's like, oh, he was never part of the NFL. Go along. And I think I might do that this month, is go over NFL murderers, because it's being Super Bowl season. So look out for that one. This is the startup of it. Within hours of Hernandez less. Oh, I already got that part. Crypto Sports and Puma terminated their endorsement deals with Hernandez. EA Sports announced that Hernandez likeness would be dropped from the NCAA Football 14 and Madden NFL 25 video games. That'd be messed up if he was in the video games and they had an option to like a special fucking special attack where he just stabs or shoots somebody and buff up. Yeah, that's horrible thinking, but fuck. That would be awesome though. I'm like, oh, Hernandez got the ball. He's running for it. He's running for it. Boom. He just shot that motherfucker. But anyways, after visitors complained, a prize-winning photo of Hernandez from his rookie season depicting him tropharily high stepping into the end zone. Okay. In the Green Bay Packers, cornerback Sam Shields was removed from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Panini America, a sports memorabilia and trading card company, removed stickers of Hernandez from approximately 500,000 sticker books that had not been sent since these things might be actually collector's items. I mean, it's kind of horrible to think about that, but if they remove so many, Aaron Hernandez's card, what depending on who wants to collect it and everything like that, but those should be like high end collectors. What I used to collect stuff, and I've gone into the collecting world. Just I know it's off topic and everything, but hear me out. This might benefit someone that finds like an Aaron Hernandez playing card or football card, or I don't know, baseball card, NFL card. But if you actually find something like that, keep on it just in case. I mean, OJ stuff. Shut up. I'm not doing OJ. I'm not doing OJ. That was a shit show to begin with. But I could you OJ's card is really, I mean, he was a good player, and you don't really know how Aaron Hernandez is valuable, but because of the card and the stickers and everything not very available, and it's very hard to find, that's still considered a collector's item. Someone might actually buy it and say, oh, I missed him. Too bad he was a piece of shit. The company replaced the sticker as well as trading cards with cards depicting Tim Tebow. University of Florida removed Hernandez's name and likeness from various locations at the football facility, which included a stone that had his name on it, All-American inscribed on it. Bristol City High School also removed his awards and gave them to his family. Pop Warner removed his name from the list of award recipients. Jesus. Hernandez gave power of attorney to his agent, instructing him to provide his fiancee with $3,000 a month to help her find more affordable housing. He also set aside $500,000 for his fiancee and their daughter, and $120,000 for his closest friend after his arrest. His vacant house fell into extreme despair, including sufferers of burst pipes and mold. I don't know why. Yeah, anyways. Appeal and conviction. After Hernandez's death in April 25th, 2017, his lawyers filed a motion in Massachusetts Supreme Court in Fall River to vacate his murder conviction. The request was granted in May 9, 2017. Therefore, Hernandez technically died an innocent man due to the legal principles. God, I'm going to butcher this word every time, and it's in there twice. I should have learned it.
Abatement ab initio.
Abatement ab initio. Basically, I'm going to have to explain this one. Is a common law legal doctrine that states that the death of a defendant who is appealing a court criminal conviction exhausts all criminal proceedings initiated against that defendant from indictment through conviction. Fuck that shit. They should have still had the murder trial. Well, I think they still have the murder trial. This is the same thing with fucking Jeffrey Epstein. And yes, I'll mention that again. He fucking just didn't kill himself. We'll say that. Someone popped that off. And anyways. Now, on this, I feel that they should go in the proceedings for the family of the deceased to find out if they found the killer. I mean, you'd be surprised. They basically, when they commit suicide, they're taking their shit to the grave, and they know they basically it's the control factor, which I was talking about with criminals. They feel they have control of this situation. This is the reason why they do this. But most of the time, they do proceed with the case and find out and see if it's just representation for the Lloyd family, which I'll go into. It just upsets me when they kill themselves. Like, I got away with it. Boom. And they murk themselves. At the time of his death, Hernandez was in process of filing an appeal for his 2015 conviction of the murder of Odin Lloyd. As of May 9, 2017, the date of the judge ruling to vacate the Lloyd family was disappointed with the ruling, but their attorney did not believe it was affected by the wrongful death civil suit which the family had filed. The appeal was heard in Massachusetts Supreme Court, in November 2018, a year after Hernandez's death, by 6 justices. Sorry. The attorney representing the Lloyd family, Thomas M. Quinn III, argued that Hernandez was rightfully convicted of Lloyd's murder, and that the conviction was unfairly wrapped up. Quinn also argued that Hernandez killed himself knowing that the technicality that would get his conviction thrown out, and that he should not be able to accomplish in death what he never had to be able to do in life. On March 13th, 2019. God, reading is hard for me right now. The Supreme Justice Court reinstated Hernandez's convictions, but stated that the trial records would note that his convictions was never affirmed nor reversed. The appeal was rendered mute because Hernandez died while the case was on appeal. The court, in their ruling, also officially ended the practice of inadio. God, I should have just prepped for this fucking word, and I didn't. I am sorry, everybody.
Abatement ab initio.
Abatement ab initio, ruling that it was outdated and never made sense, and that it was no longer considered a circumstances of contemporary life, if in fact it ever was. After the ruling, Hernandez's estate vowed to appeal the ruling further. Now, because of the documentary I looked over, and there's not a lot in it, which is sad. When he was actually in jail, he was strangely content while in jail. His attitude that confounded his fiancée, Sinead Jerkins, had told his mother that I've been mostly relaxed and less stressed in jail than I ever had. I mean, even the guards going over the documentaries were stating it's like a person shouldn't be acting like this is like a vacation. They literally thought he literally thought he was on vacation, because when he was going in, he felt like this from what he was saying in the documentary and over the phone calls and everything that they recorded, which I'll go into, because there's a lot of weird shit on that. He was basically relaxed. He really felt relaxed going into prison because he didn't have any of the stress anymore from what he said over the phone conversations. Another thing that was weird was apparently I'm surprised the wife. Let me see if there's anything on here because I didn't get into it as the wife. I was just going over Aaron Hernandez, and I just totally forgot about this. What happened to her? Okay, yeah, she's still out in public. She's never been convicted or anything. Oh, let me see here. Yeah, she wasn't convicted. The reason why I say that she was never convicted was she apparently got rid of evidence. Because Aaron Hernandez had like cameras all around his house, and you could see her getting evidence or suspected of getting rid of evidence on camera. Well, that's what the cops thought. But wanting to go was seen as a fraud by many of the of a god by some person. Anyways, but their conversation is on the phone because they recorded it. He had it was weird because listening to it, it was like nothing had changed, and she got fed up for a little bit after a while. But as soon as he died, uh, I mean, you can check out her Instagram. Everything's like roses and stuff. But 2 days before his death, reporter Michael McPhee appeared on the Kirk and Callan sports radio show, during which she and two hosts used innuendos to imply Hernandez was gay. It was suggested that the outing may have been planned a role in Hernandez's suicide. Well, I could see that but he was bisexual. He gives a shit. First said that no suicide note was found. Hours. So nothing. He went crazy. Apparently, shampoo was found covered on the floor. Clipboard wedged underneath the cell door to make it difficult for someone to enter, and there was a drawing or drawings in blood on the wall showing an unfinished pyramid, and they all sing "Eye of God" with the words Illuminati written into the capital letters underneath. Drawings were referring to the notion of gods and earth, the black supremacist movement. Hernandez learned about the national nation of gods and earth involvement and a movement influenced by Islam. Through hip hop culture while in prison, he also expressed interest in Christianity. Oh, he's just trying to find his life. But if you're wondering about the shampoo that was covered over the floor, how did he die? It just says suicide. Let me get in here. If it was hanging, suicide. Okay, yeah, okay. He did hang himself. Well, okay. I'll give you an explanation as a correctional officer on this. I've never seen one. A lot of the other correctional officers have seen this. Is that you'll see hangings like this. The cell it's set up to where you can't hang yourself, but there's still ways to hang yourself. Hear me out on this one. What they do is they make the floor to where they can't get up easy. And if it's a 2 bunk thing, they'll hang themselves up on the second bunk. And even though if you're 6 foot, I mean, the cells are only like 7 foot tall, maybe 8. No, they're 8 foot. Yeah, they had to be 8 foot. They're pretty tall cells. But there's nothing to hang yourself on. There's no bars on the outside. I mean, you can hang. There's no bars technically on the door either. It's just one big sheet of metal still. But what they end up doing is there are whole partitions, and there's things to where you can hang stuff on. What they do is they hang the sheets or rope and wrap it around their head, and they pour soap or shampoo at this time, and they hang themselves, and they can't get up, so they're still asphyxiated. That's the word. Oh my god, I got that word right. Asphyxiating themselves, basically choking themselves on a cord or whatever. Or you can do it on like with cable cord, but it breaks sometimes depending on the weight. Anyways, that's how they hang themselves. And at that time, since they can't get up or stand up easier, they're slipping and sliding. That's what causes them to hang themselves. So, but that's about it. Was he probably bisexual? Yeah, probably. That's the reason why he ended up killing the persons, because supposedly he was having homosexual sex. He was having sex with another man. He was afraid that he was going to out him, and that's the reason why he killed him. And apparently, he might have killed 2 other people, but it's never been verified, or never been fully charged. So, but that is Aaron Hernandez for the Psychos and Sociopaths. Check with us for the other ones. And I'm sorry if you were liking the What the Hell episodes. My new schedule, just to let everybody know, my new schedule is causing very havoc with the 3rd show. So we might postpone that for a while, but we're going to keep up with the Psychos and Sociopaths. Psychos and Sociopath episodes. If it's going to be me, it's just going to be me. And we're going to keep up with the nerd sports, which me and the other crew really like doing that. But I'm trying to get interviews with other people. It's just this time frame. It's always been difficult to get the people to interview. I've tried everybody, and it's just time frame, really. But if you listen to us, be patient. If you like those shows, let us know. If not, we'll stop doing them and start doing something else. But I like talking to other people. I find interesting things, and I like doing this because I find out interesting things on people that have been murders. And we'll get next week. I gotta find out the episode that co-host, because he was the one that brought this up and was like, there's a lot of NFL people that killed people and murders and everything. Done hard time. I was like, well, yeah, OJ, duh, but he got away with it. But no, he was adamant. He's like, dude, you got to do a couple of those for Super Source season. I was like, I'll do those. But anyways, check this out for Super Bowl season. So we got maybe about 2 more weeks. Yeah, I don't know football. Maybe 1 week. But check those out. We'll do serial killers of the NFL. Love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.